Hello, family. Welcome back to day 6 of the 1000 Ant Tribe Development Plan. Today, I decided to try something different since there isn't much news to capture in the daily life of the ants. The artisan harvester ants are doing great, but they mostly stay tucked in the nest, with only a few worker ants occasionally venturing out to search for food. So today, I decided to mix things up a bit. I came up with an idea to test the ants' food preferences. I took a cup, cut it short, and made 3 small openings. Inside the cup, I placed a nutritional liquid and a few different kinds of seeds to see which one the artisan harvester ants would prefer. The goal was to observe if the ants would discover and enter the cup to explore the new food sources. However, things didn't go as expected. I waited for quite a while, but the worker ants didn't seem interested in going into the cup to search for food. They didn't even approach the food inside. This unexpected result left me puzzled. I thought the combination of nutritional liquids and seeds would be enough to attract them, but it didn't. I observed a few worker ants circling the cup, seemingly communicating with each other through antennae, but none of them showed any intention of entering the cup. This led me to wonder, do ants have trouble responding to new objects in their environment? Or are they just not drawn to unfamiliar things in the nest? To test this further, I decided to use a pair of tweezers to pick up a worker ant and place it inside the cup, hoping it would discover the food and perhaps call other ants. But as expected, I was overthinking it. The ant entered the cup, but it seemed confused because there were no pheromone signals or scent trails left by other ants. After finding the exit, it quickly scurried away without any hesitation. Watching this unfold, I started to think, could it be that the ants rely heavily on scent signals and the presence of their companions to feel comfortable in a new environment? Maybe only when other ants have marked the spot will they feel encouraged to explore. To further investigate whether lighting might have an effect, I decided to perform an experiment with the lighting. Initially, I thought the strong light around the cup might be causing the ants to avoid it. So, I turned off the main spotlight, leaving only the ambient lighting. But even then, the worker ants didn't approach the cup. I felt a little discouraged, thinking that perhaps this experiment wouldn't yield any meaningful results. Then, I had a thought. Maybe the ants are more sensitive to changes in the lighting environment. I decided to turn off the spotlight completely and see if the ants would respond to the dimmer lighting. After turning off the lights, I waited for a while. Finally, I saw a worker ant approaching the cup. It cautiously approached and took a seed from inside the cup. This moment was a breakthrough for me, and I felt a sense of relief. However, what caught my attention was that the worker ant didn't take all the food inside. It only picked one seed and carried it away. What happened next intrigued me. The worker ants didn't return to collect the remaining food. Perhaps it was tired after its task, or maybe it simply decided it had done enough. In fact, the seed it carried out was dropped on the way. This left me wondering, do ants rest after completing a task, or do they need more motivation to keep collecting food? From this experiment, I concluded that the worker ants are much less likely to emerge and work in bright lights. They prefer dimmer environments, which likely provide them with a sense of security. The bright lights might make them feel exposed and unsafe, while the dimmer surroundings give them more comfort to carry out their tasks. This discovery has given me a better understanding of how to observe and study ants in the future. It's clear that the ants aren't simply motivated by food, but also by the environmental conditions that make them feel more secure and at ease. Today's experiment helped me understand the preferences of artisan harvester ants more clearly. They are less likely to venture out and work in strong lighting but prefer to work in dimmer, safer environments. This information will help me design future experiments and allow me to showcase the unique behavior of these fascinating creatures. The artisan harvester ants have been with us for 7 days now, and the queen and other workers in the nest are stable. What will the future hold for them? I'm excited to see how they continue to develop. In the coming days, I'll keep observing their behavior and bring you along as we explore the micro world of ants together. If you enjoy this tiny, fascinating world, don't forget to like and subscribe. See you in the next episode.